Hey, somebody wanted to know how to do these rag rugs in a square or rectangle. So there's really only a few changes. And I guess they would be a little easier to do. So here we go. I'm just going to pull out the one that I started the video with to show you how to do it. And pull these stitches out real quick. And okay, now I'm back to where I was doing the chain. So I've got my hook right here. I'm just going to finish up this chain. You would make it as wide as you want your, if you want the stripes to run across the short way, you would make it as wide as you want your rug to be. If you want them to run the long way, then you would make it much longer. You would make it the length. But I'm just going to show you how to do it, and then you can decide later what you want. I'm just going to do a couple more like this. And then here we are. Okay. My hook is in this first chain right here. See it? Now I'm going to take my hook. You're looking at it from the back, but it's pretty easy to figure out. And put it in the second one right here. And yarn over. Pull it through. And do a single crochet. Okay. Now that is just a sec. Okay, so you've got that done. You're not ever going to have to do another one like that in this entire rug, okay? From then on, you just go into each hole. See, here's where I just did the stitch. It's kind of hard to see, but I just did that stitch there, the single crochet. I'm going to go into the hole next to it, pull it through. Okay, and I'm going to do that all the way across, and I'll get back with you when I get to the end. Okay, I'm at the end, and here you can see, here's where my slip knot was. This is the tail that was at the very end that I'm going to weave in later. And now here I am at the end. So if I were doing the oval one, I would start making 4 or 5 stitches in the same hole that I just made that single crochet in. But instead, I'm just going to chain 1, just like that. Instead of putting it through a hole and then doing it, I'm going to just do the chain 1. Now I'm just going to turn my work just like that. Now I have it like this. This is what I have so far. Now, here's the post of the chain I just did. See, I pulled it through and did that. I did that chain 1. I'm going to find the same one right there next to it, right here. And I'm going to go through it, pull it through. I've got my 2 loops. See my 2 loops? Then I'm going to pull my fabric through both those loops. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the next loop. Remember how we talked about each loop has, not a good fabric area to show you. Here's the next loop. Just like I showed you on the other. See, there's 1, 2, and it makes like a little chain. So you go into that chain, and you pull your fabric through. Now you have 2 on your hook, and you pull it through like that. Okay, I'm going to go do that all the way to the end and show you one more time how you go up to the next row. Okay, I'm at the end. I have 1 more single crochet to do. And I'm going to show you again. Remember how I said the thing you don't do is just grab 1 loop and go through it? Because it's a chain. You have this loop and this loop. And you go under both of them. Just like that. Yarn over. Oop, see? And you'll do that a million times. Well, I do that a million times. And pull it up. So now this is what you have so far. See, you've already, and this would be as long as you want it. Here's where we started. There's a slip knot where we started. And here we are. We're going to do another row. So again, we're going to chain 1, which is where you just put the fabric over the hoop and pull it up through there. Turn the work. Find the first hole. See, 1, 2. Put it through that and keep going all the way along. Through the 2 loops. 1 chain. Then you do your single crochet and you go all the way along. Then the last thing you do is when you're all done and you're at the very end, you will be on a corner for one thing. And you cut this off. You give yourself, I give myself quite a bit because I like to really weave it in. So I would cut it right here about, and then I'll just go ahead and do it. I'm going to clip that right there. Okay. Then I'm going to, here I am, I still have my stuff on my hook. I'm going to pull it all the way through. Just take your fingers, pull it through, and that's what they call tying off. Then you take your darning needle. You put the fabric through the corner of your darning needle. And you don't do it like I just did it. You actually get it through the hole. So you put it in there. That's what happens when you get old. It's kind of hard to see if you actually hit the mark. It's kind of one of those SpongeBob moments where it's like 5 hours later. Okay. Come on, Sandy. Did we do it? Ha! Victory. Okay. And then you pull it through. This one's a little smaller needle. It's really not meant for fabric. I can't find the other one. I can never find anything because I have a million things going. So then what I'm going to do is, you see right here where I just tied off, there's this little thing right here. I'm going to go through that. I'm trying to do this upside down and backwards. Through that one more time, from above to underneath, and then I'm going to take this loop that I have here as I'm pulling it through, put my needle through that, and essentially what you're doing is tying another knot. So you got another knot there. Just remember, this is going to be at the end of your rug down here on this side when you're all done. I'm just doing it now to show you. Look at all that thread. Okay. Then you begin to weave in. Okay, and the first thing I do is I just go under that first chain and pull it through and kind of pull it taut. Now this one, because of the way I'm doing it, I'm not on an end. It looks a little funky, but then the next thing you would do is just go through. Well, I came through that. Yeah, that's right. Then I take this chain here. It doesn't really matter. You find your way with this. Pull it through. Some people weave back and forth, and there are some fabrics that I will do that because I want a much stronger chain. But usually I just come on down in. I don't know if you can see where my needle is now. I'm just pushing it down right there and coming out below. And I'm making a fool of myself. Okay. Just find a place to make it work. And going down to the next row. And basically, most of the time, if the fabric is fabric that I can trust, I would just get under these. I'll show you just a sec. I'm going to get the needle through some of them. Some people go down, dot, dot, dot. And if you have a lot of rows, that's easy to do. I usually go across. So I don't know if you can see where the needle is. Here's the start of the needle. See? And down the line, just underneath. Unless it's a fabric that is kind of shiny and moves around a lot, there's no need to weave in and out, in and out. You just go under all of these along here. And after I've gone down a few, I usually try to do at least 5 or 6. Well, I'm trying to show you with fabric that is, with a needle that's too doggone short. Bear with me. And doesn't want to go through. And I can't find my needle nose because, of course, they're not where they're supposed to be either. Just a sec. They were there. They were just messing with me. Just pull it through. If you can get a good grip on it. I must have put it through a piece of fabric, but in this lifetime, it never does this to me. Well, you know what? I'm going to back it out and try again. Okay. I'm going to go through this one, just like I showed you. All those little bars along there. I'll show you one more time. There's my needle. See, there's the end of my needle. There's the other part of my needle, and it goes under all of these. And then you just pull it through, and I'm hoping this time will be a little easier. Come on, baby. We can do this. It sure is persnickety today. Okay. And you go all the way along, just like that, as far as you want to go. I usually go at least that far. And then you would flip it back over, back under the one that you went through last time. See, here's my, and there's the bar it's under. I'm going to go over that bar into the one that's next to it, pull it through, and then go on down the line the same way. And then you would pull it, you take your needle out. Oh, laws almighty, this is getting to be interesting. Okay, and you pull it kind of taut, like that. Clip it like that. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to pull this back out. But see, you clip it off, and then you would just pull it back out and straighten it, and you would be done. And you do that row after row, and then when you get to the end, you do what I showed you here. And that's basically the square instead of the round. And I hope that made sense. But anyway, hope it helps. Thanks. I'm going now. Bye.